I'm Isaac Barco from Overcome Mortgages. We're going to have a look at saving for a deposit today. So, as a mortgage broker, this is something I help people with. So, as you'll probably be well aware, buying a house in the UK is expensive, especially if you're a first time buyer. In fact, 60% say the cost of raising a deposit is one of the biggest barriers to home ownership, second only to the cost of repayments. So first-time buyers are being squeezed by creeping house prices, the rising cost of living, and historically high mortgage rates. So saving for a deposit is a significant challenge, especially when you factor in the other costs involved in buying a home. So the purpose of this video is to cover the basics, so how much you may need for a deposit, and some simple practical ways to maximize your savings. So to start out, how much do you need to save for a mortgage deposit? So in 2024, the average home was worth £290,000. Now, most lenders accept a minimum deposit of 5% of the property's value. On an average home, that's £14,500. But a 5% deposit can limit your options, and it may mean you're not eligible for the most competitive deals. A 10% deposit is often a better target, so that would be £29,000 for our average home, and a 25% deposit, which is £72,500, can help you access some of the best rates available. So in general, the bigger your deposit, the better the mortgage deals you can access, because you present less risk to lenders. So that can mean lower interest rates and more flexible terms. So how can you start saving for a mortgage deposit? The first step is to set a clear savings goal, then break it down into smaller, manageable amounts. So you can start by researching average house prices in the area you want to buy, then work out the deposit you'll need. For example, let's say you aim to save £29,000 for a 10% deposit on an average home over the next 5 years. To hit that goal, you need to save £5,800 a year, or about £483 a month. £483 a month might sound like a lot, but it's far easier to plan for that than trying to think about £29,000 all at once. So the next is to think carefully about where you keep your savings, because the right account can make a big difference. So for many first-time buyers under the age of 40, a lifetime ISA, often called a LISA, can be a great option. So if you use it towards your first home, the government adds a bonus 25%. You can save up to £4,000 each year, and the bonus is capped at £1,000 per year, and any interest you earn is tax-free. There are conditions though. You must use the money to buy a residential UK property worth £450,000 or less, and it has to be your first home. So here's a simple example of how a LISA can help. So if we go back to our goal of saving £29,000 for a deposit over 5 years, you saved £333 a month into a LISA, you'd reached a maximum annual contribution of £4,000. You'd then received a government bonus, and if your account earned 3% interest, you'd build additional growth on top. If you repeated that pattern, saving the maximum £4,000 each year, receiving the £1,000 bonus, and earning 3% interest, you could reach around £27,342 after 5 years. That would leave you just over £1,600 short of the £29,000 goal, and you'd have 5 full years to make up the difference through gifts, work bonuses, side income, or topping up savings elsewhere. The key takeaway is this: The right savings product can make a meaningful difference to how achievable your deposit target feels. Now here are some quick tips to help you build your savings faster. The first is pick the right savings account. Compare easy access and fixed rate options, and if you're eligible, look closely at lifetime ISAs, shop around for the best rates, and keep an eye out for any exit fees. The second is to create a budget and stick to it. Keep it realistic so it's sustainable, and consider setting up standing orders so savings happen automatically before you have a chance to spend the money. The third is to adjust your spending habits, so small changes can add up. Cutting back on daily treats or cancelling subscriptions you no longer use can free up money to redirect into savings. The fourth is to look for better deals on essentials, so review energy and broadband, consider switching providers, and look at ways to reduce grocery costs. The fifth is to explore additional income streams, so you could sell unwanted items or monetize a skill for extra cash. Just be mindful of allowances and any potential impact on tax. The sixth is to use discounts, vouchers, and deals whenever you can. So even small savings can add up over the long term. Seventh is to try a no spend weekend or month. So you cover your essentials, reduce discretionary spending, and save the difference. You can even make it a challenge with friends or families to keep it fun. Friends and relatives may be able to support you with advice, encouragement, or even a financial gift towards your goal. So saving for a deposit can feel daunting, but small, practical steps taken consistently can make a big difference over time. If you want support budgeting, setting goals, or choosing the right savings approach, advisors are ready to help you take control of your deposit plan and move closer to buying your first home. Remember, your home may be repossessed if you do not keep up with payments on your mortgage. Stocks and shares lifetime ISA is a medium to long-term investment. The value of your investments and any income from them can fall as well as rise. You may not get back the amount you invested. The content for this video was approved by the Openwork Partnership on the 7th of April 2025. And again, if you have any need for our services, you can find our details on the website.